Alright guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be working on, my 1998 Dodge. So I've had nothing but electrical problems with this thing. Kyle and I have blown the fault interrupter fuse for the PCM twice, I think now. We've had tranny problems with it shifting randomly, and all linked to bad PCM. I really don't feel like putting a new PCM in this thing. We only drive it here local. It shifts good enough. But the one thing that has happened is we've lost the voltage regulator that's tied into the PCM. These don't have an internal regulator in the alternators, what I read online. And also, it's all regulated by the PCM. So there is a kit, so you don't have to buy a $300-400 computer. You can spend anywhere from $49 to $70, depending if you want the light on the dash to go away and your gauge to still work. But the cheaper one, which I bought, I think I spent $47 on, is a external voltage regulator bypass kit, and I'll show you that. Alrighty guys, so this is the kit that I ordered. Here's the voltage regulator. This needs to be mounted to a fender or a firewall. It has to be grounded. It's got to be to the metal body somewhere. It can't just be floating around or zip tied. It has to be mounted. This is the wiring harness right here. There's your ground wire. The grounds this body to the alternator body. And then here's your two wires. So this plugs into this, to your voltage regulator. And then there's going to be two plugs into the voltage regulator. And then on this end, these two wires that are together go to the two wires on the back of the alternator. And we'll go through that. They said that this was going to come with a plug, but I guess it doesn't. Not sure what the third wire is. I'm going to have to read my directions here again. But these two go out. We'll show you that in a little bit. But yep, and they got the 3 bolts to mount that. They aren't self-tapping, so I'm going to have to drill holes and then put those bolts in. Looks like some butt connectors, which I'm not going to use. If I have to do any connecting, it'll be with solder. And a business card. I got this kit off of eBay, and yeah. So they want you take the plug off the existing wiring harness and solder it. So make sure when you cut your wiring harness, your factory wiring harness, you leave yourself enough room to go ahead and solder those connections, or butt connect them if you want to. So with that being said, I'm gonna let it warm up in here. It's kind of frosty this morning, and I don't 100% feel good. Been going through some stuff, but I have to get this done today. So this might take me all day to just get this kit installed, but it doesn't look too hard. It looks pretty simple. This is just 3 bolts and some wiring, some light wiring. I'm working on a van. If you're working on a truck, it'd probably be a lot easier because you got more room. I'm going to go ahead and remove my dog house. I'm going to go ahead and do that off camera. Show you what I'm talking about. Dog house. Engine cover from the engine side. But I've got a double dog house. This is a carpet cleaning truck, so it's got a direct drive, which is PTO, power takeoff. So I've got to take this doghouse out, and then I can take the factory Dodge doghouse out. So I'll see you here in about 30 minutes or so when I get the 2 doghouses out. Alrighty guys, don't take your doghouse off. There's not enough room to get to the back of the alternator. I went ahead and took my alternator off, and I'm going to go ahead and take these 2 nuts off and the ground nut off and start going back on with mine. Don't mind these. This is different to if anybody's watching this and you don't have these, it's because this is a carpet cleaning van and this is part of the PTO system. along with all this other fucking wiring mess and shit, so disregard those. So yeah, I'm gonna take those 2 wires off, and I'm thinking we're gonna mount that right here. There's not room on the passenger side, so that seems solid there, and that's enough room. So we'll put the voltage regulator there, and then we'll run our wiring harness up and over and down, and if there's anything left over, we'll nicely roll it up and tuck it behind the battery right there. So let me get some connectors on, and I'll catch you guys here in a minute. Alrighty guys, so with this kit, I got these 2 on here already. Those 2 wires that are together are going to go to the back of the alternator. This red wire that's tucked into the loom already, that's also in this, that goes to a 12 volt on run, a good power source. It's about 10 amps. So this is basically, it cannot go directly to your battery because it needs to be on with the key on run position and off with the key off position. It cannot be 12 volts all the time. And then this wire right here goes into this loom, and this goes from the alternator grounding body, and then you ground it like this to this regulator body. If you buy this kit, there's a video at Alternator Man on YouTube, and also it comes with all the directions if you read it here. So, but go check out his video if you got this kit and you're trying to install it. This is just, yep. So I've got everything figured out. I'm gonna go ahead and lay my wiring harness in the engine bay and mount this guy, and I'll catch you in a minute. I'm gonna go ahead and just leave this loose, and I gotta get the wiring harness in next because I need the ground to go off of this one right here. So I'll be back in a second. There's a factory, like a wiring deal. Probably not gonna be able to get it through here because I can't see it, but if I can get it to go, there's a factory holder here. There's plenty of room for our wiring harness. Right here above the brake booster, some clips. I fed it under there, through there, right next to the, I'm guessing that's the powertrain module, I can't remember. Maybe that's PCM, I don't know. Through here, and then we're coming up right down by our alternator, and we've got plenty of room to plug it in. We just, after we get this installed and the alternator back on, we need to find our 12 volt source after that, and then ground that guy. Pretty easy so far, guys. If you're just tuning in, thinking about buying the same kit, it's just time. That's all it is. It's crisp outside today, even though the sun shines out. It's a good thing the wind's not blowing, it'd be miserable. Okay, so went ahead and installed those 2 wires on the back of the alternator there, and my ground over here, and still haven't done anything over here yet, but I thought I'd show you that install. I'm gonna go ahead and flip the alternator around and bolt it back down, put the serpentine back on, and I'll catch you over at the voltage regulator. So we got the alternator back on, wiring's all tucked up in here, I got all the bolts tight, plugs in. One thing that's gonna suck is you gotta remember to unplug this. There's just no room. I mean, I don't know where else I would have. There wasn't really anywhere else to mount this. I guess I could have, if I had more wiring, I could have went on this side. I think that was the appropriate place for it. So now I think what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna shorten this wire. I'm gonna go in the junction box here. I'm gonna find a 10 amp key on, engine run wire to tap into. Somebody else has tapped into some stuff, so I'm gonna do all that off camera. Also, I forgot to, at the beginning of this video, I forgot to talk about why I went this route. One, I don't have a pick and pull, you pull it, whatever you want to call it here. So to get a used computer, it was like a couple $100 to $300 or whatever. And this van is very temporary. It's our backup work truck, and the cheaper I'm into it, the better when I go to resell it. I'm gonna upgrade from this van to another van probably in the next couple of years. So who knows, I might run the engine and stuff to kaput and then rip the equipment out and put the equipment in a different van, like a Chevy platform or a Ford platform. I don't ever want another Dodge platform. I've had nothing but problems with this van. I've had a couple Dodges in my life, and I'm not too impressed with Dodge products so far. I like the Cummins motor, but yeah. So off camera, I did go buy another alternator. I put the new alternator in here, didn't charge, and did some poking around online and all the symptoms that I've been having, and came up with the diagnosis off camera that this was a PCM voltage regulator problem. So with that being said, that's why I ordered this kit. So yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and find this is the last wire I gotta do, guys, and we will catch you here in a little bit. Alrighty guys, so we're gonna conclude this video here. Let's go over what we did here. So I went ahead and got that wiring all snugged in there. There's the final product over here. I poked a hole in this rubber boot, stuck that 12 gauge 12 volt exciter wire, 12 gauge 12 volt exciter wire through the firewall, brought it into the fuse panel here. I took a dummy fuse, so I found 12 on 12 off right here. I don't like this installation. I'm gonna do something a little bit different. I just haven't decided what yet, but for right now. So what I did is I took a fuse that was blown, I stuck it in its spot, turned the key on to find out which side is always hot, and then I stuck this wire on the opposite side. So this side's always hot, and then it goes through the fuse into here. So if this trips the fuse, it's gonna break the fuse and not burn down the van, if that makes any sense. I'm just gonna tuck this nicely in here like that, and put the cover back on. But as far as, so I was reading online, there's two kits. You can buy one with a resistor so your gauge works. I didn't buy that kit. I just said, you know what, I don't need a gauge, but my van must be wired a little bit different than some of the other Dodges, because watch this. The gauge comes on and then goes all the way up past 14 like it used to before my PCM took a dump. That's about where it used to charge, right there. We are golden, so we're charging. Turn the lights on, no draw. So what a pain in the butt. Under the hood, if you want to double check, get your voltmeter out. And we have got 14.35 before we were all the way down. Let's go ahead and turn the lights on and put a load under it. And that's with lights on, it actually kicks the volts up a little bit. We're golden, guys. So let's another test. Before, my truck mount wasn't engaging. So let's go engage the truck mount. The carpet cleaning machine would not kick on because it didn't have enough volts. So let's go check that. I'll go ahead and turn the key on here. It should power up the engine. It should rev up the engine and turn that clutch on. Well, and working just like it used to. Warm up by the fire. I am, guys, working on filming and doing the lift kit. Little teaser here, if you got this deep into this episode, that Bronco time is right around the corner for the lift kit. It is going in as we speak. I might work on it a little bit today, but well, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Give it a big thumbs up. Comment down below and let me know what you think of what I did here, bypassing the computer, the PCM, instead of actually buying another PCM. We're into, to bypass it, we're into it $49 plus shipping. So
better than a $300-400 PCM in my opinion. So, and I will update if I have any glitches or problems with this. I'll let you guys know, but I think it's a solid fix. This will happen in Jeeps and Dodge trucks, and it's a big late 90s, early 2000 problem. So, with that being said, if you're tuning in for the first time, do not forget to subscribe. And yeah, guys, we'll catch you next time on Central Oregon Shenanigans. I'm thinking I'm going to send this one down the road and get to work back on the Bronco. Till next time, guys. Thanks.